And welcome into the Backstage Pass. It's Friday, January 21st. Yeah, a week left in January. Hard to believe we just started 2022, but it keeps moving on. Time flies. And of course, tonight we'll be over at the Golden Nugget, the world famous, iconic Oak Ridge Boys in concert coming up tonight. We'll have some coverage of that. And of course, presented by our sponsors, as always, Bangtail Whiskey, our good friends at MitchMax.com. If you want some Backstage Pass merchandise, that's the place to get it. And of course, our good friends over at Hank Jr. Productions. Flying solo today, and Nick Canizales might join us. I know he was stuck in traffic as of this afternoon, as if people don't like traffic as it is enough. And of course, the countdown to CRS 2022 is on, coming up here February 23rd to the 25th at the Omni Hotel. We'll be there with a plethora of guests this afternoon. We just got word John Barry is going to stop by. A whole bunch of people. I mean, the band Exile, the artist Craig Campbell is going to be hanging out with us a little bit. Going to be a fun, festive event. But pleased to welcome on my Friday guest as we wrap up the week here. She needs no introduction. The last name should give it away there, too, as Cali Tucker joins us here on the program. Cali, what's going on?
Hello. Not much. Just hanging out in this beautiful Las Vegas weather.
Vegas. I wish I could switch. It's about 50 degrees here in Texas. It got a little cold snap over the next few days, but Vegas weather, I'm sure, is
we're not far off. I'm 67. So.
67, just 67. Hey, I mentioned about this music thing. We're going to talk a lot about the music, and of course, a lot of things out there in Dandelion, which is the current single across all the digital platforms out there. Have a performance of a couple songs. Just have a good old time today. But I mentioned at the top there, of course, the last name very synonymous of music. I mean, like I said, royalty, country music, Tucker. Talk about just getting into it, growing up. I mean, around your aunt, and of course, just everything that kind of embraces you as a country artist. And was this something from an early age that you were kind of drawn to, and you're like, you know what, this is what I want to do with my life?
You know what, I give kind of the same answer when that's asked, but the older I get, the more I give the answer, it changes. I think I would have wanted to do this regardless of whether or not my mom and my aunt were, in country music. I just feel like it's my passion, it's my purpose, so but they obviously it helped to be able to go and see them perform, and all the incredible things we got to do just because of the fact that they were who they were, but sitting up behind the stage, I say this story a lot. Me and my cousins would be behind the stage and behind the curtain, and we'd peek out. We get to see them perform, and then we sometimes get invited out on stage, and it was just like, you got 20,000 people right there. I mean, it's a bit of a drug, at the end of the day. Like, I'm extremely addicted to it now. And I love it. I love what I do. And I'm glad I get to do it. I'm blessed, that I'm able to do, perform live and be able to make a living at it and have access to these incredible people that I've started to work with over the last 4 years, building this the songs, the brand, the image, the message. It's just been incredible. And I'm really excited to share what we've created going back to Nashville. And I know we haven't gotten into that, but I'm moving back for the summer, for the year at least, and taking this body of work that we've created and, pounding the pavement and going for a real deal. But my producer's incredible. He's a Grammy nominated platinum selling producer. His name's Gahara PK Degadenzi, and then my co-writer Trisha Batani. And we just, it's been 4 years of putting stuff together and making things work. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked.
When you look at the last 2 years, and I know everybody talks about this, it's been tough in the whole industry and affected people and artists in different ways. And I hear stories all the time, and you feel for people of their livelihood and how they make their money and put food on the table for their families because the live shows have been affected. And it's good to see them slightly come back. I mean, we got more now than we had a couple of years ago. What was the biggest adjustment for you to, I guess, make yourself as an artist, reshape it, reinvent it? The last 2 years, what was the biggest challenge, and how did you remedy that?
So I was actually, when it first happened, I had this huge week of panic. I was sick. I couldn't eat. I was just like, what's going to happen? We're all just probably feeling that same way. But in all honesty, like out here in Vegas, I'm performing out here for the last, almost 8 years. And I needed a break because I was performing 6 nights a week, 5 hours a night. So that kind of beats you down and gets you, but I knew it was preparing me for, bigger and better things. So I can last pretty long singing, but I got to take the time and actually write again. like
Hmm.
sit down and have those moments. So we wrote these last couple of songs, last 5 songs, that we will continue to release throughout the year during COVID, and it's just magic, pure magic. Like I wouldn't have written these incredible songs had I not had
Hmm.
this this opportunity. I'm going to say it's an opportunity because, you know, it was. I flipped it into something that was bad and made it, you know, something very very positive for me. So I can't look back at that time and say, oh, it was the, you know, it was the worst time in the world for me, because I was able to create this incredible body of work. But financially, yeah, it's been tough. Like, you know, I can't, you know, finance a music video the way I'd like to, because
Hmm.
I took such a hit. You know, I depleted my savings, and you know, that's what we had to do. I just did whatever it took to
Yep.
survive, and I'm still here, you know, and I'm still, you know, slowly doing shows. But you know, the transition from Vegas back to Nashville for, you know, extended period of time is also a challenge too. But
Hmm.
you know, you got to find balance within this, you know, and it's really really hard as an artist when you are self-funding, you know, and COVID really it really affected that. So yeah, it went from, you know, making great money to,
Hmm.
you know, 10% of what that was. So
Yeah, affected so
it
many
was
people.
crazy.
Yep, in so many different ways, and we all just try to regroup. And I'm one of those right there with
Yeah.
you to do the same thing with this show, the startup side of things, and of course the cost and overhead costs and things like that. It all adds up. Let me ask you this one, to regroup and kind of, you know, put your focus on, you know, your career, and of course after it affected everybody. Any advice that you've been given throughout your journey, either your mom or your aunt, that have been the best advice to kind of take to heart, and knowing that this music industry success doesn't happen overnight?
No one cares more about your career than you do.
I
That was the
like that.
one thing I had to kind of really soak in, and I continue to say that to myself every time there is a like a mountain to climb, you know,
Hmm.
a hurdle to get over. I'm like, I got to do this. I got to figure this out, and you know, I have to put myself in uncomfortable situations sometimes in order to achieve what I'm trying to get done. And these are small little goals that will amount to something very, very big one
Hmm.
day. So, yeah, I think just make sure you're the number, you care about it more than anyone else, because they're going to know. And I've actually prided myself on that a lot. I don't think there's anyone else. I mean, I have to do my own horn. Like I love that fact that I work so hard, and I
Hmm.
don't, I at the end of the day, I don't have any regrets. I know what my strengths are and I know what my weaknesses are, but I try to have a really good balance of trying to um, figure out ways to, you know, learn because every year the industry changes and you have to
Hmm.
adapt. And so that is for me the hardest thing to do is figuring out, oh, I've got to do this now, oh, and I have to do that. But eventually it will pay off, and I'm not too worried about it, you know, just do it.
That's kind of what I feel every day. Just do it, and kind of take that Nike slogan and get out there and do
Yeah.
what you got to do. Take me back to this, because I thought it was one of my favorite albums that came out with CoverGirl, Dreams, and At Last, Take Me to Church. And you guys put a lot of work into this. I know not too long ago, because 2017 is one of my favorite years that we ever had before all the madness started. The work that
Amen.
went into CoverGirl, the song selections, hit on some highlights of that album for me.
You know, I really wanted to just give something to everyone. It was more like a
Hmm.
gift. The reason why I made that, I wanted to have something out there prior to me writing my originals, prior to me working with my current producer, my good friend Ryan White Maloney, actually, who was my battle partner on The Voice.
Okay.
He's the one. We've been
Yeah.
friends ever since, and I moved out to Vegas, and of course he lives here, and so we became great friends. And he started getting into production, and we decided we wanted to make this little project and be able to give it, you know, as a gift to everyone, even though it wasn't a, you know, it wasn't an original album. There was a lot of love and thought behind the songs and what I wanted to do. And it was also like a learning curve. Like how do I want, you know, how do I want my originals to sound if this is the way these covers are working out? So it was, I don't have a ton of actual studio experience. I'm 100% like a live performer. That's what I do, you know. But so it's always different going into the studio and how comfortable I feel. You know, it depends on who I'm working with and whatnot. But that was a really fun time, and very very difficult because I was still working 6 nights a week, five
Hmm.
hours a night, and I would go over there after a show, a 5 hour show, and try to sing. You know, and it was hard. It was really really hard. But it turned out really great, and I'm glad I have that album to share with everybody.
I love the art of songwriting because so many people talk about it here on the show in so many different ways. That basically they say is to create something from nothing and to leave a lasting impression on someone's life. They don't have to be a number one hit. It's just something created from nothing, a beautiful piece of art. Do you enjoy it? And I guess what's your favorite part of the process, songwriting?
I I don't always enjoy songwriting. I think in
Hmm.
the past I've had really bad experiences. Not all for sure, but I can look back and go, man, either A, I was working with some really whack people, or I wrote some and I did. I wrote some just terrible songs, terrible, and
Hmm.
thought they were great, So when people, it's almost a red flag when somebody comes up to you and says, "I wrote a hit song." I'm like, sure you did. But yeah, no, I do enjoy it when I'm working with the right people, and I
Hmm.
currently am, and it's really fun. I don't like to be rushed,
Hmm.
whether it's writing the song or recording it. That is actually my biggest pet peeve. And I know everybody's time is valuable, but really being able to, it's a muscle when you're writing. Like you
Hmm.
have to like be in a train motion where just kind of like, so that can be difficult sometimes because
Hmm.
you're not sure how you want to say it and you want it to so I have been writing sessions even still that I'm like, oh, pulling my hair out. It was so frustrating. But at the end of the day, it's like it's an adrenaline rush for me to, like, I'm going into writing session and I want to create something so magical and be able to it just flow off my tongue. So I think my headspace has to be right. The people I'm working with has to be right. There,
Hmm.
potentially no time limit on it until I feel like I'm really, really one of those songwriters that just can churn it out, and I'm just not right now. I'm too in my head and I think a lot and I have a ton of ideas, so I like to take my time.
That's a good thing. Take your time, be patient, and see it come to life. Because I kind of feel like that too. The older I get, the more I rush. Sometimes it's just the thing doesn't come out the way I want it to, no matter what I'm doing. The more
Yeah.
I slow down and just take a breath, it's like it all comes together. It just
Yeah, well,
feels.
songwriters that, work on a song for a year, they kind of go back
Hmm.
to it, a month or two go by, go back to it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like that, but that would be nice to have the have that leisureness. Just I'll just figure this out as I go. And it's funny because like when we wrote Dandelion,
Hmm.
we we recorded it and then I went back in and changed it because I made like a lyric changes because it made more sense or something, like, and people do, and sometimes you can't always go back and re-record,
Hmm.
so
It's true.
it's you got to make sure you're saying exactly what you want to say, and actually I was really really
Hmm.
sick when we recorded and wrote Dandelion, so I'm glad it turned
Well,
out so good.
turned out very well, no doubt. It's out there across all the platforms for your listening pleasure. Again, Cali Tucker here on the Backstage Pass. And of course, coming up next week, some more great shows. John Schneider going to stop by, my good friend Ash Taylor. And of course, February 10th, John Michael Montgomery here on the Backstage Pass. So I tell you what, time for you to take it away. And we're going to play a couple today. And it is all yours. And I know Dandelion is going to be a part of this, no doubt.
You know it. All right, this is Dandelion. Thank you guys.
Here we go.
I could feel there was a stranger trying to kill another fairy tale. Should've known that there was danger. Moment that they had me sing the spell. Blind. Don't need no gun, this should be fine. Already won. Blow it away, throw it away. Don't bring it wild out here. Push you away, definitely let go. Playing your lead us with good dandelion. Good dandelion. Good catch the fire. You're kindly over here. Try to step inside my heaven, but it's only gonna be your best. Learn to take what you've been given, but stealing pennies from a wishing well. I don't need no gun, this should be fine. Already gone. Blow it away, don't bring you out of here. Wish you away, it's been a light, oh, playing the reader's will. Good dandelion, good dandelion, oh, and yes, you fly, oh, your kind, they love around here. Good dandelion, dandelion, your kind, they love around here. Tragically, dead to me magically. All you'll ever be is a tumbleweed. Go moonlight to steal a fight. Here's the final lullaby. All you'll ever be is far away from me. Oh, blow it away, don't bring you out round here. Let the weed out well, dandelion, dandelion, it's a bright on dandelion, 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 you gotta walk around here.
Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-hosts Kirsty Krause, Jeff McMahon, and Karen Lee Batten as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And, of course, it's NFL playoff weekend. More on that coming up next week on our show, Outlaw Fantasy. Of course, Road to the Super Bowl continues February 13th, Super Bowl 56, and a place I wish I was. Not too far from Vegas there, but Los Angeles, California, at least via flight out there. It's SoFi Stadium. We'll have more on the sports show next week on that, too. And, of course, the countdown to CRS is on. So much fun we're going to have there. I almost feel like a sponge, Callie. I just can't wait to soak it all in at the Omni Hotel and enjoy this great event coming up, which I tell you what, you might come on down. You be a part of this. We're looking forward to.
I think so. I think I'm going to come.
And then we got to go out to have a little. You're talking about a steak, a place
Bourbon
to eat.
steak.
I can't
yeah,
wait
at
to.
the Omni Hotel. I've been dying to go there.
I can't wait for that. It'll be great, no doubt. Great performance as well. I love this song. It's one of the things that really just, attracted me to you, no doubt. Came out in November there, right before Thanksgiving. Talk about just, a work that goes into a song. You kind of talked about that, taking the time and loving the pattern of songwriting coming together. But to put one out like this, to capture people's hearts and emotions and really get a feel of something, I think Dandelion accomplished a lot of that.
Thank you. I've always been very edgy in everything I've done musically my whole life, for the most part. I knew that, actually, for a long time, I didn't realize that country music was really what I wanted to do. I felt like I wanted to be the rebel and the black sheep and go and do something completely different musically. But at the end of the day, country music is just a part of my soul. And I really have loved seeing the evolution. And that's what brought me back, is going, oh my God, I can come back and do it my own way. I don't have to do it like what everybody tells me I should, or put me in a box. I can absolutely come back and bring my style of country music. And my producer, he primarily works with hip hop and R&B. So, I thought that was a great collaboration between the two of us. My country roots and the way I write and the way he produces, and then Trisha, who basically understands us together more than anybody in the world. It just all makes sense. But my whole branding idea is, is me, and it is who I am. Like, I'm not a different person, but stylistically, I want to be more like the next Shania Twain. I wanted to have like weird looks, creative custom looks. I want the music to have it's very heavily pop influenced, and be able to have just a really wide audience. I think that's the great thing about country music, is that we're very, there's something for everybody. And I love that I fit into, I think I fit into a place in country music that maybe no one else is really doing, as far as I know, in the female genre, area. So that's
it makes a good point.
At the end of the day, I'm just different.
Yeah, you make a good point there, because I don't, the great artists we've had who are up and coming on this show, and of course you have your own unique sound, and that's a compliment to you, because I can't think, and nor do I ever like to compare. Sometimes people say, well, who do you think they sound like on? Well, okay, well, we'll do a little friendly competition, but everybody brings something unique to the table. You do that in yourself. You have your own sound. It's Cali Tucker. It's not anybody that I can think of that I know is doing what you're doing, or putting a personal touch on a song like Dandelion, which means so much to you. And you're singing it from the heart. And there's so many cool things that happen with the arrangement of the song, the mix, the mastering. I'm sure in the studio this had to be fun to make too.
It was. Actually, we did it here at my house.
Okay.
It was awesome. It was awesome. He's got some incredible equipment that we didn't have to be in a big studio for. But yeah, I want to write songs that aren't just about falling in love or falling out of love, or necessarily even girl empowerment. I just want to write songs, obviously, that are important to me. And it's not, what's important to me isn't all the typical things. So Dandelion is about the toxic people in your life. They come off looking beautiful. They look like a flower, but they ain't. They're a weed.
They're weed.
And, I want to bring more awareness to like certain topics that aren't really being discussed, and a fairy tale aspect to a lot of the other songs. I have a song called Urban Cowboy I'm going to sing for you, and then a song called Unicorn. I'm obsessed with unicorns. And I just they're a little bit more of a fan. Actually, I'm really gearing my stuff towards men, to be quite honest. Right. I want to send a message to the guys, about it's about you too. Like, you need to find your beautiful love, and you need to love that person, and you deserve to have your fantasy, American dream, whatever that is, So here's the thing, girls are born to be dreamers, and to be to live in, like, they love unicorns and Barbie dolls, and have beautiful fantasies about mermaids, and we love it. But guys don't necessarily, we don't really send those messages to men. And so yeah, I'm kind of sending a message to the guys, like, it's okay to dream and want something just magical in your life. You deserve that too.
Nothing wrong with that too. We get a little edgy.
But Dandelion's about toxic people.
It's about yeah, I was thinking when you said that, you think of that too. You just kind of blow, and there it goes. See, with the same thing.
So, okay, listen. We were discussing branding ideas for like T-shirts for Dandelion, and one popped up, and it's, of course, I'm not going to use the middle finger, but it says "blow me." And I was like, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. That's funny.
I love that's funny. Ideas do pop up. Be creative, no doubt. All right, let's do another one, of course, here on the show. And again, Dandelion out there across all the platforms. And of course, there's so much more I can't wait to get into you with for the goals, the things here in 22. Now that things seem to be turning a corner, even though we're battling this latest variant. But at the same time, so much in the can. Musicians never resting on their laurels. I know there's always something they keep coming out with. So the floor is all yours. We'll come back and chat a little bit more, no doubt. And then we'll get in. Still got to do rapid fire. And one of the cool questions I'm going to ask you that you might want to think about is, if you could be any spirit animal out there, what would be your spirit animal?
Unicorn.
Okay, she answered that one already. And I should have known, because she loves unicorns. And she would fit that bill, no doubt. The floor is all yours. Take it away.
All right. This is Urban Cowboy. Touch the seals in the fields and leaves stripes on the rims of wagon wheels. You know he's been around, but never has been found. They say he's just a fairy tale. They whisper, catch me if you can. Big old bad, legendary mister. Though you're not alike, you're just in disguise. You don't need to prove to anyone but me. I just need to see, 'cause I already believe all the story. Oh, found loving cowboy. Oh, got that urban cowboy love, urban cowboy love. Someone who almost gave up. Urban cowboy love, yeah, almost gave up. See you in my head, baby in your hand, got me wrapped around you like a rubber band. Narrow in the sand, disappearing man, when I'm lost, here we go again. You don't need to prove to anyone but me. I just need to see, 'cause I already believe, yeah, the story. Oh, found a loving cowboy. Got that loving cowboy love. Someone who almost gave up. Someone who almost gave up. Legendary England man, hold my hand. Oh, legendary England man, hold my hand. Story. Oh, found a urban cowboy. Got that urban cowboy love, urban cowboy love. Someone who almost gave up. Yeah, almost gave up. The big cowboy. The big cowboy. Flying down, giddy up, the big cowboy. Flying down, giddy up. Giddy up, the band cowboy.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-hosts Kirsty Krause, Jeff McMahon, and Karen Lee Batten as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
There'll be a couple of glasses of that tonight, maybe a good steak, Oak Ridge Boys concert. That's a tough night, Kelly.
Woo,
It's going to be a lot of fun there. So that we'll have a little more talk about that. And when you get to Nashville and you get to sample that, come on by the booth. I know Brandon will be there with a little whiskey and port in a glass, and there you go. So get a little chance to enjoy it there at the at the Omni Hotel. Cheers to that, and you joining us hopefully at CRS 22. I love the music. You are a performer. I'm saying that right off the bat. A performer with everything, the style, the creativity.
Hard to
the
sit
focus.
down and do it. I should have stood up.
I love what you guys did. Speaking of that artwork for Dandelion too, pretty amazing picture. And you talked about the toxic kind of feel of the song, but I mean, the hat, everything just kind of gave it away. Was it kind of an easy photo shoot for that to be kind of the cover for that single?
No, that was the hardest I've ever done. Let me tell you why. Oh my God, it was so hard. So we went out to, it was in July. We went out to the dry lake bed out here in Las Vegas. And it's, if you know where Prim is, that's where we were. And it was 127. I don't even know. And I was wearing obviously black leather, head to toe covered with this hat. And the wind was really bad, which was, we thought it was a bad thing. But when I got out there, my hair, of course, is, 18 million feet long. And it just started to move and work. And these were flowing. It was just really, it turned out really great, even though it was the worst one out of all the, we did 4 looks, and that was the toughest one for sure. But it, turned out great. Sometimes it's just, the worst one is the best.
That's what they say, no doubt. Hey, I want to go back to Cover Girl because one of my favorite songs off there. Well, definitely a couple, no doubt. But Take Me to Church. Talk to me about the culmination of that one and how it kind of came together. I love the backstories on songs.
It's so funny. Like if it's not Dreams or Someone Like You, it's Take Me to Church. I love doing guy songs because I have a relatively low alto voice, so I really like doing guy songs. I remember hearing that song and I was like, this is so different. And it was so unique. I had to add it into that list along with some Lana Del Rey stuff. And if I was doing a cover album today, it would include some Billie Eilish. Like, I think they're so unique in what they're doing. It's so special and it's unlike anything else. So I felt a real connection with that song. Sometimes there are songs that you sing good, but you don't really connect with it. But this song I did, like, I just felt really good to sing. Like, I was like, this is just everything. And people really seemed to love the fact that it was a girl singing that particular version and what I did. And it's got some of the most plays on that on the streaming on Spotify.
It's a kick-ass song, cool. No doubt about it, too. Well, I got to do a little rapid fire. I definitely, people love doing this part of the show. We always have fun doing this, so we get to know you more personal basis. You answered the unicorn question, which is always a fun thing. Let's go here. I know, just like myself, and probably too much sometimes, we love food. We're all foodies out there. Favorite food to either do takeout or to cook?
Oh, cook, you threw me off. I don't cook.
I don't either.
Favorite food to take out. This isn't rapid fire. Sushi. Okay.
I like it too. And depending upon where it comes from, I can get it to go in that little plastic container.
Sure.
You got to be careful there, but I can eat it raw or cooked. So I love either type of sushi there, which is good there. Favorite thing for me on that is a spicy tuna roll. All right. Are you a big pizza fan? And if you are.
Oh, yeah. I'm a big foodie. Just in general.
Okay.
There's nothing I don't like.
All right. If you're ordering a pizza just for Cali, nobody else can have a slice. What goes on it?
It's a Supreme. Like, I like just a really nice Supreme with fresh, vegetables and meat. It's be fresh, I stuffed crust pizza though. That's my jam.
That's your jam.
My gosh. Like, people, I love Pizza Hut. I love Pizza Hut because they're like the only ones that makes the stuffed crust. And so I don't have like a local, Italian place that I go to. I'm just Pizza Hut.
Well, we need to find one if we go. Like you mentioned, the steakhouse. I'm looking for somebody to say, "Hey, Brandon, where's a good Italian place in Nashville? I got to find one when I'm up there." So I need to get on that.
That's all I could think of.
I gotta find something there. So if at some point you get there, or one of the other artists who's a friend of the program, they can say, "Hey, Brandon, we're going here. Let's go." I say, "Well, I'll take your word for it. I love pizza and I love pasta."
What's sad? I really sad that my first one would have been the Spaghetti Factory.
That's a good choice. That's closed. Oh, that's right. That's right. I'd forgotten about that too. That's sad too. Makes me
so sad. We used to. It was like always such a magical experience going there.
I loved it too. We're looking for some good. Definitely the hot chicken's on the list. The sushi's got to be there, or Thai food for me, and then the Italian.
What is good hot chicken in Nashville anymore? Because I've been to Hattie B's. I'm not like a huge fan. I'm sorry, everybody. I haven't had Princess Chicken. There's a lot I haven't tried, but I do enjoy. Good.
Somebody mentioned something the other day. Hattie B's came to mind. Now, we'll say this. We got one down here in Texas that just came called Nashville Hot Chicken. I'm sure it's a chain. I didn't like it here in Texas. But I can say
I do love a good mom and pop, chicken place. So I don't know.
Be on the lookout.
Go explore again.
Yeah, I'm about to walk Broadway and of course downtown and see what what's there. I haven't been there in years, but looking forward to it, no doubt.
Yeah, me too.
All right, let's do this one. Favorite cartoons growing up, favorite movies, what were they?
It was called Unico, and looking back now, it was an anime. It was about this little unicorn that was she was like shy and everything, but then when she would get brave, she would turn into this magical big white unicorn with wings, or be able to go fly and help and save her friends. That was my jam growing up. I loved that. And of course, I feel like it was like every Friday night would be like TGI Friday. Remember that?
Dude,
On, like, the Family Channel.
yes. Yep.
Oh, I ate that up. What was the other question?
No, you're just movies kind of in there too with your cartoons and movies. What do you like?
Like my favorite movie now, or like just like
Or
of all time,
or just top 3 or 4?
I've been trying to think about the right answer for that. But I love Terms of Endearment. I kind of always go back to that one. I kind of feel like I could watch it on repeat because I love Deborah Winger, and I love Shirley MacLaine. Wait, it's not Shirley MacLaine, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I think it is. Yeah, for Terms
so
of Endearment.
I love Terms of Endearment, but I think if I had to like really say that, I would say Lady in the Water or The Village by M. Night Shyamalan. Huge, crazy fan.
Love M. Night Shyamalan. I can watch
it over and over. I love the magical fairy tale stuff, but it makes you feel like it's real life. Like that's what his movies feel like to me. Like, oh, and I used to be such a huge. Well, I'm still a huge fan of the OA. I don't know if you ever watched that on Netflix, but that
I hadn't seen that. I gotta check that out.
God. Well, they did I think 2 seasons and then they stopped. They got canceled.
Okay.
But, it was amazing.
Well,
really cool.
I'll check out the 2 seasons based on what you're talking about there, because I love, and for me, it's kind of weird as it is, and I'm not like crazy, but I love horror, the suspense.
I love horror. Oh my god.
Like the old Halloween stuff with Jamie Lee Curtis and just all that stuff there that came to mind. Of course, I was a big Rob Zombie fan of the remakes.
His movies actually disturb me. I like, but his are really disturbing.
They're really.
It's really bad.
That's John Carpenter, of course, did it for years with a lot of different things out there with Halloween, and of course, the Jamie Lee Curtis just made the.
Can you
series.
believe Halloween ends? I was like, yeah, right, sure, it's gonna end. No.
And then comes Halloween Kills and everything else that comes out as of HBO Max and all that good stuff. All right, what's the big move? Any kind of nerves going from Vegas to back to Music City?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same feeling as when I moved from Nashville out to here. Like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to get this done? And accomplish everything I want to accomplish. But you just go out and you just do it. That's the thing. After being gone for X amount of years, you lose a lot of your contacts and relationships. But I'm really looking forward to making new ones. And especially now that I have this body of work and all these many years of performing. I feel like I can pretty much go there and dominate whatever situation I'm in. I'm just, I'm going there with the goal of getting signed to an incredible label, and that's all there is to it. And just got to get it done. I got to get seen. I got to get heard. I got to meet the right people that have, good intentions. And at the end of the day, when it comes to my business, I want everybody to win. I'm not a user. I want to create a team of people where everybody feels like at the end of the day, if we all get to where we're needed to go, everybody's going to win. And it's going to be fair and honest. And, there's not going to be any bad stuff like there was before, everybody's going to treat each other with respect, which is something I didn't get back in Nashville. And I left because I felt disrespected, and it was the best thing for me. It was. I'm happy to come back with the knowledge, the wisdom, and the music and everything else I've experienced. I've had over the last couple of years. So it's good. I'm excited.
Well, best of luck with the move. Of course, I know you'll keep us posted in the loop, and we may just be there in the summertime. People, I just never know. I know for CRS we're going to be there, and of course, a lot more things. But best of luck, and I'll keep you in my prayers for the move, for a successful move, and
thanks.
The career goals you're looking for, no doubt. All right, I'd be remiss if I didn't do this, because it's just one of those things I've got to do as an announcer, as a broadcaster, what have you. Favorite Tanya Tucker song of all time, top 2 or 3. What do you got?
Oh, this is a hard one.
Or 4 or 5, because they're hard to choose. You're right.
In a cozy little restaurant for lovers, Seems so out of place for you and me. We used to play around under the covers. Now it's just a place to watch TV. So love me like you used to, when our love was brand new. And darling, when we're through, you can love me again and hold me like you want to, instead of like you have to. Love me like you used to love me, when you used to love me.
I love it.
that
Bravo,
song.
no doubt. Yes.
Sorry, I had to sing it. I
You're
know.
good. I'm good with that too. Trust me. There's so many, man. I go on Delta Dawn and just so much it's out there down in chronological order or
Oh,
calendar
man.
at work. Two Sparrows and a Hurricane. My God, they're just.
There's a tree out in the backyard. I mean, I was actually in that music video, and you could see me just a couple clips when I was a kid. It was fun. I remember it.
The life's work she's put into it, no doubt, and definitely music icon, and definitely you're following those footsteps. I love it. The story's great. I love everything about it. Glad we got to come on the show and do a little reminisce, talk, and of course catch up on Dandelion, which is out there across all the platforms. Hey, best of luck again with the move. As always, come join us at CRS coming up February 23rd to 25th.
I think I'm going to make it happen.
Let's do it. And if we don't do something at the Omni, we'll do something off-site, definitely the steak or at least a whiskey, Bangtail or one of the other brands that we'll have on site there. Thank you so much for making time here for us on the show, and best of luck with the move. And I hope to see you in a matter of a few short weeks, and continued success in your career, no doubt.
Same, hon. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Big shout out to my sponsor, Saphira Hair Products. Want to check it out? Go to saphirahair.com.
There you go. Right
Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate it.
You got it. And we appreciate, of course, Bangtail Whiskey and Hank Jr. Productions, and, of course, MitchMax.com. We'll see you guys Monday. We'll talk Bo Duke. Yeah, Duke's a Hazard. John Schneider coming on the show Monday. Then, of course, now get this. Tuesday is a surprise, and I guess I'll go ahead and reveal it now. You're the first one to hear it. Dancing with the Stars and fitness guru Brooke Burke is going to stop by here on the program on Tuesday evening. So looking forward to catching up with Brooke and enjoying that show.
I used to worship her.
So Brooke will tell you how to lose those pounds and get those New Year's resolutions and what she's working on too at the same time. And of course, I'm sure there's a lot of things going on in her camp too. So we continue to keep going. John Michael Montgomery, February 10th. And then of course, the actually great artist coming on February 11th, I believe. The artist Fillmore is going to stop by here on the show. So looking forward to that at the same time. We'll talk to you guys next week. Yeah, I'll take some video tonight from the Oak Ridge boys, and definitely enjoy your weekend, enjoy some football, and a little bit of drink on the side too as well. We'll see you guys soon from the Backstage Pass. Until then, have a great weekend. Take care.
Bye.